Bennett was a very complicated woman, very bright, but very disturbed. We know that her secretary went out for sandwiches sometime around 11:30. Now, it was sometime after that, after the secretary left, that Val came into the office.
You leave my children alone.
It was an accident. Get out of my office.
She threatened Jill and wrecked her office.
I am not poor Val. Poor Val. Poor Val.
But Jill got away because she called me at about noon.
Mac, you gotta help me. Mac, Val has gone over the edge. She's crazy. She's after me, Mac. You gotta help.
I think you have a backwards counselor. Val's the one who needs protection. I wasn't very sympathetic because by then I didn't believe a word the woman said. After she hung up, she went home, took a drink, and tried to collect her thoughts. She didn't realize she had another visitor. It was Frank, and he was angry because Jill had hurt his daughter. He wanted to make sure it didn't happen again.
Hi, Jill. Oh, please, don't let me disturb you. Finish your wine, relax.
What are you doing here?
My daughter, Julie, she's getting much better. Thank you so much for asking. Now, you listen. If you frighten or threaten any member of my family, I will hunt you down and snap your bony little neck right off your body.
See, she was upset, but it wasn't just because she'd been threatened, you know? I mean, she'd been playing this little Miss Innocent, unjustly accused. People weren't buying her act anymore, and her life was coming apart. She drank some more, maybe she even took a pill. Gary said she seemed a little drunk or stoned by the time he arrived. See, Gary couldn't have gotten there before 1 o'clock. Val's aunt said Gary was over at their house about 12:30. Val's aunt asked Gary to babysit while she went shopping. While she was gone, Val came home from a run-in with Jill. Val told Gary about the incident, and he hit the roof.
She was with the kids in the library today.
What?
Yeah. She claims the meeting was accidental, but I know she was lying.
What did she do?
She told the kids not to tell me. She said all they did was talk.
She's not going to do that again.
By the time Gary arrived at Jill's apartment, she had eaten some lunch but was still drinking. He didn't threaten her, but to her, what he said was worse than a threat.
I hate the smell of your hair. I can't stand the sound of your voice. I can't stand the way you dress. I can't stand your mannerisms, the way you chew your food. So it's not that I could ever learn to love you again. I could never learn to stop hating you. I just wanted to make sure you understood that.
Gary, wait.
Everything she had done was based on the hope of getting Gary back. Now he took that hope away.
But I don't believe that she could have figured out how to frame him in that short a time.
I told you about the magic books. She checked them out on the 17th. What makes that significant is what happened the night before.
What happened?
Gary spent the night in his car outside of Val's house. I think Jill came by and saw Gary's car. Now, she would have assumed he was spending the night with Val. Gary said he heard a car peel out in the middle of the night. After all she had done to keep Gary and Val apart, they were back together. I think she started planning her revenge that night. She didn't care about herself as long as both of them were somehow hurt or punished.